It's been way too long since I last listened to this entire album all the way through, and I've been wanting to do a throwback video on this very project for a very long time now, and I have finally gotten around to it. I promised this in my injury reserve video. For those of you who haven't watched that, go ahead and watch it because it's an absolutely fantastic video that I made on a very fantastic album. But yeah, I promised it on that video and I followed through on my promises. So I think that this is a tremendous project. I think it's one of my favorite albums. The more I listen to it, the better that it gets. I'm really excited to just get started with it and and rage and listen to this all the way through because it's just such a trip, such great music. And so yeah, I hope you all are ready. What's up, guys? My name is Doug. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and if you're not new, then welcome back. Let's get right to this, man. You guys know the introduction is Pornography. Let's get it.
At that moment, the one known as Jacques turned to scout, chose to jump off
Those guitars are nuts, man.
Remind me of my ex-crazy love. We designed our love. Living like a Bronco, lifestyle wild. Six at the top.
This piano is so great.
Wake up, nigga. Gotta get the cake up, nigga. Gotta nigga.
Oh man.
It's my ambition too fancy. I'm arching, but I'ma make them finna fall like August. And they gon' put me right in on the carpets. And I'ma show these niggas how to get loaded. But I'm way too young to be the old.
Yeah.
With my
Yo, the introduction is just insane, man. Production-wise, I prefer the second half of this way more than the first half. I feel like the first half, the production is great and it's trippy. I don't know what it is about it. I just don't really enjoy that first half as much as I enjoy the second half, man. I feel like the second half is where this track really kicks off, sets the tone for how fire the rest of this project is gonna be, you know? But still, that being said, T.I. doing the speaking portions of it, you know, and the really wavy feel of the first half of the track, the really like drugged out vibe to that first half of the track, and then when the beat hits for the second half and Travis's verse starts, I mean, it's just an insane left turn, you know, it's a hard left, but it's definitely a very, very dope song, and it's a perfect introduction to this. And track 2 is my favorite Travis Scott song of all time, Oh My Decide. I don't know how many times I've listened to this, and I'll probably listen to this for the rest of my life. Like, there will probably never be a point in my life where this just doesn't appeal to me anymore, you know? It's such an awesome song. Let's just get to it, man. I'm excited, as always, to listen to this track. This was actually my outro song for so long. I switched it up because I didn't want to get copyrighted. Let's get it. I love this sample, bro.
oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my.
Every day, yeah. I got shooters dressed in camo. Oh my, flipping, whipping.
Oh my, I'm on a flight now. Oh my, got my mama that new house now. Oh my, that she.
This song is so ridiculous, bro. This part where the beat slows down and the sample comes in, so sick. This vocal sample right here.
Wow. Fall on this side, lit late night on this side. You never come around past midnight. The side, the side, the side, the side.
This part is so smooth. I love the R&B feel to it. Yo.
Trying to get back on this side. Trying to get back.
So fire. The roads.
You shoot the one with me twice. All my niggas on this side.
Keep it 100 on this side. Look at my diamonds, don't get blind.
That's phenomenal.
Phenomenal. This side, this side, this side.
High bars now run around in the biz.
Skirt, skirt.
We do it on
This side, this side. Yo, that down, 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 down.
You know I like my lean, alright, just right.
Yeah, man. That song is, like I said, is my favorite Travis Scott song ever. It's so phenomenal. You know, the first half, so energetic. The beat is ridiculous. That sample is great, you know. And then when it switches up halfway through, It's just such an incredible vibe. It's so wavy. The R&B feel to it, you know, the bass switches up. We bring the Rhodes keys in. We have those vocal samples going on. We've got Travis and Quavo humming over the beat. It's just such an awesome feeling, man, to listen to that second half of that track. It's so dreamy. It's so wavy, and it's absolutely an amazing, amazing song.
Ain't nobody drilling the sky. Ain't nobody drilling. I'm taking this spot.
Yeah.
Ladies, hold up the champagne, a whole lot of it.
The sample is nuts.
Gotta love it. She's out of NY, they in my hall. Bring my nipples on gold chains to remind me of it. We're still one time for the true bitches that let me touch it.
This beat's ridiculous too.
Copping the rape, then I throw it in the park. You ain't got no heart, I know Lou gon' come with that end.
This.
I'm not from this planet. I was a hood nigga, fuck all that red carpet shit.
Yeah.
I fuck a red carpet bitch.
Flex, dude. Yo, there's a violin going on right now. This is the music of the heavens. Future's verse is amazing. Check his flow and his delivery.
Bound to the side swimming pools, backstroke to my children, made back in the liver.
I was born with some nappy hair, sipping best milk out of lean cup. Yeah. The beat is all building around him. It's so sick. The switch up at the end is nuts too, dude. It's nuts, man. That song is 7 minutes long, and you really don't feel the time passing. Every single verse is insane. The beat is absolutely incredible. The violin that comes in, the build-up in the beat surrounding 2 Chainz' verse is so sick. You know, the guitars are awesome during the hook. The little bells going on during the verses. We got the pianos going on. I mean, all of this is just it's incredible. It's a crazy song, dude. It really is a crazy song. I'm gonna be real with you. Wasted is next, and this is probably one of the tracks that I least listen to. It's not that I think it's bad, it's just that I don't know what it is about it. I don't really come back to this one as much as the other songs, but it's still dope. I think that sample is so fire. It's so sick. Yeah.
Take your risk to make that nigga got a day-to-day seconds till I pay account. So they rap show just a little ounce. Chatty nigga, blood flicker, yellow flame, hospital.
I'm in the Ritz, she gon' do it for a G. Anything for me, bro. Pop that pussy cause you in your prime.
Juicy J, bro.
Over ice, call it
Look at the atmosphere the beat is creating around T.I.'s vocals. And that's produced by Metro Boomin, which totally makes sense. You know, he is absolutely not just a beat maker or a producer. He is definitely a composer. His beats are just different. He's got so many little things going on that really set his beats apart from just any other producer who makes trap music. You know, he adds orchestral instruments into his music. He creates insane atmospheres. He creates this awesome vibe that not anybody, not just any producer can create. So he is definitely a special talent, and you know, it shows. I mean, his music is tremendous. So this beat is absolutely crazy. Like I said, it's not one of the songs that I come back to a lot, but it's still a great song. 90210, bro, is another one of my favorites all time. Such an amazing track, dude. The vocalizing on this track is some of his best. Some of his best. I'm not even gonna sing along. I'm gonna just take this in. I'm gonna just close my eyes and breathe this in, man.
Take a long way home, all for that.
The bass, man. The mixing on his vocals is always so sensational.
Ooh, he might pop him a pill, pop him a sip, pop him a...
I could listen to this on a loop all day, dude. You hear those guitars? There's nothing else to say. This is amazing music. This beat switch up is so heavenly, bro. You hear the piano? Kanye West sample? Let's go!
I'm falling in and out of cause don't worry, I'ma get it, granny. I done found my need in life. All them days are hard to break. My heart out in pieces now. All you niggas want the swag, you can have it. I'ma sell it. You niggas salary about to cap it. I know.
Yo, not only is the track absolutely beautiful musically, but the verse is just such a feel-good verse, you know, talking about how far he's come, talking about how proud he makes his family, talking about how he's now the youngest person out of Houston at the Grammys, and how he passed the rock to Ye, pump faked and passed it back. And he's just, you know, this looking back at how far he's come is just such a dope image, you know, that he gives us on this verse. But yeah, absolutely one of the most amazingly produced songs on this project, and it's absolutely another one of those songs that I'm going to carry with me for the rest of my life. You know, Travis Scott is absolutely sensational on this, and I gotta say, I absolutely love that little sample from Family Business. It's such a small touch on this track, but it would not have been the same without that, you know. And Casey Hill on this sounds like an angel, dude, really. It's just a song that doesn't even sound like it was made on Earth. Like, not even exaggerating. That's how good this feels to me, you know. It might not feel that way for you. You might just think it's a decent song, and that's totally fine. But for me, this track is just on another level. It's crazy.
The ones I love, pray for my liver when I'm up in this club. Grab up J Will, gotta scoop up J Rich, touches me ain't going back, you know. We gotta hit this. If my album never sell, then we gon' hit that lick. Tell them all, call up.
This song is epic. The synths. Those synths sound straight out of Starboy.
I went to the sky, I went down on the block, waterfall around, always kept my city on me like it was a swatch. Every time we in the party, took it,
The Weeknd's vocalizing in the background is such a nice touch.
Climax, faster than a hi-hat. Sorry baby, I don't play.
Yeah.
Pull up in that Rolls Royce, like they sell that Coke boy. Shout out to the Coke boy.
Yeah, man, what I love about this song is that it's not really the most hype song. It's not really very mainstream. It's got a crazy, epic, cinematic feel to it. You know, I absolutely love that. You could put this song on any action movie, and it'll just set an insane mood, an insane tone for that, whatever scene you're watching. So I love how cinematic this whole thing is, but I also love the lyricism on this. You know, Travis is telling his story, talking about where he came from, talking about situations that he saw growing up, criticizing the media, talking about seeing black kids on Fox News and talking about how CNN doesn't really want to see them win. You know, just criticizing media and talking about how the situations in his life have been so tough, and just showing us a little bit of what it was like to be him growing up, you know? And then, of course, The Weeknd's verse at the end is really dope as well. His performance on this song is great. He's just smooth, you know? The Weeknd is just absolutely great. That's a cool song, man. It's a really cool song. I love it. I'm gonna just be clear, I'm not really the biggest Sway Lee fan. Anybody that saw my Shrem Life 3 video knows that, you know, but I feel like he's decent on this song, although his part is still not that great to me, you know? But this chorus where Travis Scott comes in and just says order more bottles, to me, that's when this song really starts. It's so catchy. It sounds so good, you know? Shots on the island, hotter than the sun. That siren thing is so awesome. Shots on the island, hotter than the sun. The winter couldn't chill. Look at these synths. It's amazing.
Point me to the ice.
You don't blow no holes, I know. I got me some bagels. I got me some UPS.
It's Chief Keef, what can I say? He's a legend. You know, I'ma say it. I really wish Travis just did that whole Sway Lee part. And I just wish this was just Travis and Chief Keef. I love Chief Keef on this thing, man. This track is great with him on it. Chief Keef, is absolutely legendary to me, because absolutely one of the pioneers of this whole trap music sound that's extremely popular today, and he was doing it like 8-9 years ago. You know, it's crazy how long it's been since he was dropping, you know, Love Sosa and all that. With the drill music scene, you know, that was when it was really taking off, and just a pioneer. You know, without him, a lot of these guys that we hear today wouldn't really exist, or they would exist but not in the same capacity. You know, they wouldn't have been influenced by him. He's just absolutely awesome. You know, I love him on this. It's a really cool party track. It's a really fun song, man. It's definitely one of the ones that I come back to. Like I said, I wish Sway Lee wasn't on this. I wish Travis did his part, but Sway Lee is on this for so little that it still doesn't bother me that much. It's just worth mentioning because of the video, for the sake of the recording, you know? Piss on Your Grave with Kanye West, man, come on. This album has not had a skippable track yet, and I don't think there will be one. You know, it's crazy. Again, super cinematic. This is one of the most aggressive tracks. I love it. Yo, I started laughing. I'm remembering Big Quint's reaction to this song, man. That was extremely enjoyable to watch, dude. If you haven't seen Big Quint's reaction to Rodeo, definitely go watch that after this. But for this song specifically, he just goes so crazy, you know? He starts talking about how he could rob a bank listening to this just because of how energetic it is, and it's just really funny. Drums are so great, man. I love that. Yeah. Look at the drums.
Do this for the fam, hop out of the land, hop onto the grand.
Kanye, bro.
Piss in your day. What did you say? What did you say? What did you say?
Absolutely one of the most aggressive songs from Travis. It's absolutely insane. Kanye West's performance on this is so mind-blowing. It's hard, it's aggressive, it makes you want to riot, you know? It's absolutely crazy.
Don't you let out the antidote. Popping pills is all we know. Do it all again on Monday.
I love how there's a little bit of a delay on the hi-hats. Like the hi-hats are always a little late.
This week.
It's really cool.
If it's the feds, oh no, no, no.
Yeah, man, it's a really crazy party song that he made. It wasn't even originally going to be on this project. It's got more of a mainstream vibe to it, you know. It's definitely more of an appealing song to a wider audience. But I think it's great, you know, I like it. I think it's overplayed a little bit, but, you know, that doesn't make the song bad. It just means that a lot of people hear it all the time. But it's definitely a great song.
Time of the year I fell alone. This is time of the year you should be home. Yeah, I'm on the west. Yeah, I'm on the west side.
This is so wavy.
I remember how I feel, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I went.
Yeah.
Ride with me, yeah, you wish you could now. Always come and do it, never fail. Let's go find the place that's far from here. For real.
It's a really wavy track, you know. It's not one of the more hype songs. It's definitely more of a laid-back song that you could listen to when you're chilling, when you're relaxing. I really like it, man. The next song is Maria, I'm Drunk, which is another one of the best tracks off of this project. It's definitely one of my personal favorites. This intro is so smooth.
Lost without Maria. Trust me, baby, trust me. Trust me, baby, trust me.
The second half of this is amazing. It's so fire, dude. I'm so ready. Let's get it. Call your friends, let's get drunk. Call your friends and let's get drunk. 12 more hours left for us in a day. That bass line's so fire.
I've been gone for some time. I just want a little taste.
Young Thug in the background is so brilliant, man.
Damn girl, I'll be up late. If you want, you can meet me at the studio. Let's get drunk. Each other's mind. Let's make each other's night. Take it back, won't waste ya. I know you stay sober. I'm sure a few drinks will fade.
Call your friends and let's get drunk.
Call your friend, let's get drunk.
Yo, Young Thug is my favorite part of this song, man.
Yeah, that ain't wet, baby. I need to see. Let's get drunk. Yeah.
That bass is so good, dude.
Run it back, pull a crank. I'm here, I won't rain. Yeah. I'm going weed is a drink. Bitch, my bitch burn like.
One thing I love about the sample on that second half of the track is that it really does sound like it's pitching up and down slightly to give it really like an off-balance feel, like the beat's drunk. It's absolutely sensational. It's an insane vibe to this track, man. I love this song. Bass line to it, you know, the Justin Bieber feature, the Young Thug feature is just also brilliant. The really wavy introduction. The only thing that I will say is that at some points in Justin Bieber's verse, his S's are a little harsh. That's really the only thing that I'll say, is sometimes when and it's not really noticeable when I listen on the speaker, but in my headphones, those S's definitely, they ring a little bit in my ears. But the song is so tremendous, dude. And it took so long for it to come out on streaming services, but on Spotify. I think it was on Apple Music already, but yeah, I'm so glad that it's here now because I can listen to it non-stop if I want to. It's great. Next track is Flying High. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really the biggest fan of this song. I just think that the hook is kind of annoying, but we'll listen to it.
I be flying high, shorty. I be flying high. I be flying. Good trip from Perry down to Houston for your apple pie. Where them girls get way too drunk. And I in my backseat, I got no freaks who love how my speakers knock. Don't bring no
Yeah, man. I don't really like that song. I listened to it for the sake of the video, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, it's the 12th track on this project, and it's the first song that I would say is skippable, so it doesn't take anything away from this project at all, in my opinion. This one's crazy. This vibe is insane.
I can tell, baby, I can tell.
This is another one of those very cinematic songs. The strings are so dark.
I can tell about the night tails and the dry spells. All the wrong ones. We won't fall. How we going up? How we came up? How we came up? 8 then, nigga, I brought 1. 8 then, always at the gas like a broke wind. They say my way of making down. I can tell, baby, I can tell. I can for the cornrows. How we came up and how we came down. Going donuts, how we couldn't help now.
Yeah.
I was the man now.
It's so fire.
Emotion, staying humble about it. Till the posture sick. Take it up another notch. A time of pop up here, pop a seal to forget about you. I boom a gun.
And the whole track builds. It's so awesome. Very cinematic, very dark, very moody, very epic. You know, very cool instruments on this. Very creative use of the synthesizers, of the auto-tune. It's all very Travis Scott things. You know, you expect this stuff with him. The production is always so great. One thing that stood out to me, something that you don't really see too much, the flow on that second verse was tremendous. It was crazy. It was really smooth, man. It was really dope. Another standout track.
Guess it's why so out on the street. Won't you leave? Let's go.
I don't want your apple pie, mama. Yeah. I ain't tryna dap them niggas blocking me. I say when they come at me, I bet they ask some backup. I bet I take your bitch, she take that dick straight. Can't they just leave me alone? Cause I don't want your apple pie, no, no, mama.
This is so fire, bro. I love this song.
I need my own cookies, my own legacy, my own recipe.
This is so creative.
I came to get it nominated from a spotlight in Paris, letting all these fees go up. I'm making one appearance, but these niggas ain't making it for a season. The evolution's absolute. Tours and shows and groupie wars. But hesitating still, the question that arises to the mind, will he make it? Was it worth it?
It's such a wavy song. It's different from every other track. It's just something about it, the way that it was produced, the way that it was arranged, the drum patterns. You know, it's so unique and it's so awesome. It's extremely fun to listen to. The lyrics are very cool, talking about how he needs his independence, how he's blowing up, and how he's finally gaining success in his life and his career. You know, it's a really feel-good story that goes on in this track. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, and I know that you will in the comment section, but I believe this was the end to the original album. We're listening to the deluxe version. We've still got 2 more tracks, but yeah, I feel like this as an ending to the original project is just so fitting. It's a great, fantastic way to end the project off. You know, it feels like a closer. You know, it's got that feel to it, to the song. It's just the only way that I could describe it. It's a great track. Vocalizing.
Need my drugs, alright. Call my bitch up, she gon' suck this dick for wise. Okay. Now it's bombs away. Bitches scared.
Rodeo, bling, neck on ice. Tell a bitch get right. Make a nigga miss the homie on bail. Money little pussy gon' sell. Tryna tell you money ain't when you try to tell me what.
I prefer the second half of this track, by the way, to the first half. This is so much more wavy. You hear this, bro? This is beautiful.
Said he won't be home in 30 days, he gon' be.
Love the bass line. The bells, the keys. It's so emotional, so cinematic.
There's blood on your face. Your battle is done.
SZA in the background, bro. Oh man, this is so special. I love that bass line, bro. It's so awesome. It's haunting. It's so great. It's such a cool track, man. Now the second half of this is just so different, you know. It's like that same realm of 90210 where it's just so special and so well crafted. It's executed so amazingly, you know, that it takes you somewhere else. It transports you to this new dimension. It just sounds so heavenly. SZA is incredible. The vibe, the waviness to this part of the track is just inexplicable. There's no words for that second half. The first half is cool. It's very energetic. Schoolboy Q's verse is the best part of the first half of this track. But when that second half comes in, it's just different with the vocalizing and the instrumentals. It's just great, beautiful, well-arranged music.
See, I take a shot at Pimp C, it's slower. I do this shit for him and me. They say I can make it to the league, mama. $500 all we need, mama. See the faces I look
The
like.
production is always so creative.
Turn into a rover till the 10th below. Who knew that lump sum would get me out? About 50 seconds lasted without long.
Yeah, it's a really short track. It's, again, not one of my favorites. It's not a bad song at all. It's just not exciting or extremely interesting to me, you know? I zone out a little bit when I listen to this, and not in the cool, this song makes me zone out, it takes me somewhere else. This song makes me zone out because it's a little boring, you know, it's different. You know, it wasn't on the original project, and again, it's less than 3 minutes long, it's really short. It's not terrible, you know, it's not one of my favorites, but it's okay. This project, man, it's such a trip, you know? Everything about this is executed so well. The production on this is extremely creative. Everything about this seems so intentional. Travis Scott is a phenomenal artist, and this will forever be one of his greatest bodies of work. Some of you who have been around the channel for a while might remember a video that I had made arguing that, to me, this album wasn't a classic. And I will be honest, the more I listen to it, the more that opinion changes. You know, the more times that I listen to how interesting and different and creative this is, the more my opinion shifts. You know, it's gotten to the point where I deleted that video, actually. It doesn't even exist anymore. But yeah, I will definitely say that I lean more towards the Rodeo being a classic side now, for sure. just because it's so sensational, and there really is no album like it, you know? I really don't like comparing this to, you know, Birds in the Trap or Astroworld, just because I feel like all three projects are so different from one another, and I feel like I, at least, am able to enjoy all three of them all the way through without necessarily having to even think about what's better, because it doesn't really matter to me which is better. What matters to me is that all three of them are good, you know? It's like Kanye's discography. You can argue, you know, depending on the person, which one of his projects is better than another one of his projects. But when you look at his discography, every album is so ridiculously different from the last that it's kind of tough to compare the projects, you know? So I like to look at them all as just being individually great and awesome experiences. And that's the way I see this, along with Travis's discography. You know, it's just such an amazing body of work all the way through. It's consistently fire, it's consistently wavy, it's got great vibes, it's got energy, it's got chaos. You know, you can rage to it, you can vibe out and chill to it. It's got so many different sounds on here. It's just such an amazing experience, you know? All these beats were curated and produced so well. Every single vibe was just so well executed. I keep using the same words because they're really, I don't have enough words to tell you how much and how highly I think about this project, you know? So I enjoy listening to this every time I put it on. If you've never heard this, do yourself a favor, dude, and go listen to this. I hope you all enjoyed this video, man. If you've been enjoying the content, if you think the channel's doing a good job, consider supporting it with a subscription or following me on my social media. You can consider becoming a patron on Patreon. That'd be a really cool way to support the channel and help me get better equipment and produce these videos more often. I'd really appreciate any support at all. You know, the subscriptions have been coming in, the views have been coming in, and I really appreciate all you guys for the support. So I'm gonna be back very soon. The next video, as promised, will be Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight throwback, and then that would be a video on my channel for every single Travis Scott project, I believe, at least the most well-known ones. And then I will be going into Kendrick Lamar's discography. I'm going to be starting from Good Kid, Mad City, just because, you know, I'm not a huge fan of Section 80. I see the appeal and I see how great it is, but it's not as good as the rest for me. So I'm going to be starting from Good Kid, Mad City, and then I'm going to go on to Pimp a Butterfly, Entitled Unmastered, Damn, and, you know, from there we'll see what comes next. So I hope you're all excited. I hope you all stick around the channel and keep up with all the videos, and I'll see you very soon. Peace, guys. Stay safe.